Wording, and Aaron, I will make you co-host. You guys getting a little look at what we do. Okay, there we go. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Javen, last tribal council, very chaotic, a lot of voices, a lot of things going on. Zara was voted out. What was it like returning back to camp? What was the overall atmosphere?
It didn't go so well. We definitely had some words for Alex because I think Alex did my girls there real dirty, and it's real nasty how some of these people are trying to play. So I had to let Alex know that his ass is on the line too when it comes to me because it was real dirty because she was defending his ass all day. So I had to let him know that he was a dirty player.
All right, Alex, Javen calls you out saying that it was dirty, voting out Zaire. Do you care to kind of elaborate off of that and explain maybe your thought process on that?
I mean, a lot comes into every vote we make in this game. I've shared to some of the castaways why I made that decision. Other ones don't have to know why I made that decision because at the end of the day, I'm here to play this game and I'm here to play with and do what's best for myself in this game, if that makes any sense. So I would love to tell everybody why I did it, but that's not knowledge all these people deserve. And eventually, if I do make the end of the game, which don't know how, but they will hear it then.
All right. So Lucas, last tribal council, a big part of the tribal, it was established that there are sides, and side A, side B, Alex and Zaire seem to be established on different sides, but yet him making a move against her seemed to have quite an impact on the tribe. So how dynamic and intricate are those cross-side, relationships? How much are they impacting the game?
Oh, I think they're a major factor. Whether people involved in them would admit to it or not, your side piece is pretty important. So I think everyone's got one. Some people have multiple. And sometimes it's very annoying. But Zaire had Alex, and we were under the assumption that Alex had Zaire, and didn't work out.
All right. So Ryan, if it's being established now that, yes, there is a side A and there is a side B, but people from those sides are starting to talk and have conversations and potentially work together, is that making the game a little bit more fluid? Is it starting to break down the walls a little bit and let people really play more?
I mean, I hope so. I know that as of right now, a lot of people are keeping a pretty tight lip when it comes to this vote as well. But I'm not going to lie, I genuinely do have a feeling that as the game moves further, the sides are going to become just a little bit more fluid. I think that people are going to start, I wouldn't say flipping, but I would say start kind of integrating themselves and start, building relationships and alliances with people that aren't just on their side alone. So, yeah.
All right, Ellie, I can already tell based off of the few questions that I've asked tonight that the mood is a lot calmer. It's very different from the last tribal council where everyone was ready to jump down each other's throats. It seems to be a more chilled out vibe. Why is that? Why is tonight so different from the last tribal council?
Well, I mean, to begin, there's this whole argument that broke out right off the bat in the last tribal council. So right off the bat, that's different. And I think a lot of people also got to talking. And in terms of the arguments with the whole friend group in that, there actually were conversations during tribal and even after tribal where kind of we understood each other a little more. So I think everyone's a little more calmer in that sense. And also, I think that this week it's just last week there was a lot more paranoia because a lot more things were up in the air compared to this week. I'm not saying this week things aren't up in the air. I'm just saying I think last week being our first tribal council as a merged tribe creates a lot more paranoia, and now we kind of get into the swing of things.
All right, thank you. Also, I want to say really quickly, I did not talk to production before about whispering, and I checked the chat, and Dejan is updating on whispering. Thank you, Dejan, because I did not ask, and you just jumped in, so thank you. So if you check the chat, you can see whispers. I want to go to Sean now. Sean, so it's being established that yes, there's sides, but now people are starting to have these relationships that could potentially cross those sides. What is the dynamic for tonight's vote? Is tonight's vote kind of still side versus side, or is it more intense than that, more deeper than that?
I don't know. As it appears to me, it's still side versus side. But yeah, I mean, like, still, you never know what's gonna happen. You know, you never know. Someone might not feel comfortable with where they're at and decide to switch or something. You never know. So that's all I have to say about that. But yeah.
So, Corey, have a lot of names been thrown on the table? Are those names known to the public, or are things being kept quiet tonight?
I think for the most part, things are being kept quiet because neither side really wants to leak who they're voting. But also, with that being said, I think almost every name has been considered at this point, obviously aside from Lucas because he's immune. But there's a lot of pros and cons that go into voting everyone at this point. And I don't know, there's definitely a lot that's going to go into the vote. And we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Dustin, is tonight's tribal council any more impactful than maybe the last tribal council? Does tonight seem to be more of a serious tone to see where the game goes? Or can you kind of elaborate on that for me?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like things are pretty split. It can go either way. I'm just hoping the people that told me they're going to do something do what they told me. And yeah, I'm just hoping for the best. So.
Okay. All right, Dominic, I can't get over how different this group is tonight compared to the last tribal council, because last tribal council, there was a lot of yelling, arguing, people were interjecting, cutting me off. Tonight, everyone is very quiet. They're not talking unless I address them. Why is tonight so different?
If I had an answer for your question, I'd give you a big, the greatest answer you ever heard. I'd give you one, but I don't know. I don't talk to these people. I don't know why they were so angry last time, yelling and all that shit, and now this time they're calm. I don't know. I mean, if you're calm, you must be comfortable. That's what I will say.
Mm-hmm. Krista, would you agree with that, or did you agree that people seem to maybe be more comfortable tonight, and that's why it's calmer?
I don't really think that it's like calm, comfortable. I feel like we're all on edge, and instead of taking that out by fighting people, we're just kind of sitting here like anticipating what's going to happen, because it's 5-5 right now. So this tribal is really going to determine like who may have the majority going into the rest of the game. So we're all like really scared. In my opinion, at least, I'm scared. I don't know what about
Wait a
y'all. I feel like the
minute.
Lucas is the only one.
Wait. How are y'all going to say the sides aren't as divided as they seem, but then you're saying that this vote's going to determine the majority for the rest of the game?
I'm just saying, like, on paper, it seems like after this it's going to be 5-4, but obviously people have their side pieces. People are going weaving in between. So.
Okay, Lucas, you seem to kind of have an opinion on that. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more on your thought process when it comes to what Krista said?
I just think the whole other side wants to act like, oh, it's not sides, but then they want to say stuff like that, where it's like, oh, we're gonna have the numbers for the rest of the game if this vote goes our way, or they want to sit in calls with all 5 of them and never branch out to anyone else. And if they do branch out to other people, they're lying to them. So it's frustrating, it's aggravating, and I mean, I am sick of the lies, I'm sick of the hypocrisy, and I'm really glad I'm safe tonight because something's gonna happen.
Javen, you're nodding, you're clapping. Do you think that once one side potentially gets numbers, that it could just be pick off? Or do you think the game will start to shift into more individual gameplay?
I don't think it's going to shift at all. I think when someone from our side leaves tonight, I think it's going to it's like a domino effect, because clearly, like I said last week, some people are not playing for themselves. So it's so funny to, like Lucas said, I had to agree, because I don't think my opinions have changed. People are not playing for themselves. I for sure won't be talking to people that I said I'm coming for them. That's one thing about me. Like, I'm not, people need to understand that we're at merge and there is a jury, so I think you should just be straight up. I won't lead people on. Like, if I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you. If I'm not, I'm not. I think people should be bold about that.
Alex, you have a finger up. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up the fact that, again, like nothing against you, Lucas, but you just said like about the side division thing, but right there on the whispers, we can all see that there was a 5-person chat that y'all just talked in.
So you can
Well,
do
we
it,
don't
but we
be-
can't do it. You can do it, but we can't.
No, I'm not saying that, but it's
Then
both.
why are you
sides
calling it
saying
out?
it's
Then
just
why are
fine.
you calling it out?
I'm just saying. I think everybody should know.
I mean, he don't.
I mean, I think it was
he
clear.
don't hold-
I also wanna say-
Everyone can see the whisper.
And I also
I
want to
like
say,
our chat.
I also want to say, this whole
up.
hypocrisy thing that you guys are preaching. You had people on your side. I already told you this, Lucas, before Tribal. You had people on your side who did the same exact thing I did to Zaire to Ryan last week. So if we're gonna call it like we see it, why aren't we?
Who did it? Who did it to Ryan? Who did it to
I'm
Ryan?
not gonna blow up their spot right now.
So
They
then
can
don't say
blow up
it.
if
So
they
then
wanna
don't say it.
I can say whatever I want to say, Javen.
Clearly
Again,
not, 'cause you're not saying
you don't
nothing
run this
about it.
tribe. You
You're
do
not
not
saying
run
nothing
this
about
tribe,
it.
and you do not speak for everybody. And you can't.
You're
tell
not saying
people
that. But
you
you're not saying about if you're gonna address something, then
point
say it
blank
correctly.
period. I can say
If you're gonna
whatever I
address
want
it, then
to
say
say
it
in this
correctly.
meeting.
How you saying point blank
can't
period? But you're not even addressing it
for me.
correctly. You're so
You
much of a
can't-
big badass now, but you're not addressing
Nobody's
it
being a
now.
badass. All I'm
Who said
saying
it?
is facts.
Who said it?
Oh,
then?
we're gonna talk in
Who said
R5 now, guys. Hey guys,
Right, talking your five because y'all been talking all day. Talking your five, y'all been talking all day. What else?
we're
can y'all
allowed to talk.
about?
Are we not allowed to talk?
Right, so then don't address it.
Javen.
Then we're talking.
Javen, did you not say to just 5 seconds ago that you don't want to talk to the people you said you're after? So that's me, Krista, and Ryan.
Exactly,
You don't want to talk to
exactly.
them.
But
So
you
why
out
would I
here, you
talk to
out here
you?
calling shots for what? You're out
Why
here
would I
calling
talk
shots-
to you?
Oh, you guys are talking and y'all 5-person. But
Why
y'all
would
can
I
talk
talk
all
to
day.
you?
Okay,
We can't
guys,
say
I'm gonna go
nothing.
ahead and interrupt. I'm just gonna
You
interrupt
know
it
why
right
I'm
now.
talking to you? Because he's not a
Yeah,
buff
I
bluff
did that.
player. He's acting all badass
Okay.
because it's people are
Mhm.
recording, and we had some of their friends commenting like, "Oh yeah, badass, y'all doing good," because y'all was yelling in that little clip.
Nobody's
But
trying
y'all
to be
really
a
not
badass.
Guys,
about it.
I'm gonna go
Y'all
ahead
really
and
not about
I'm
it.
just
interrupt.
stating facts. Like,
You're
yo,
not
jump
about
me
it.
up.
No,
Calm
Alex and
and Javen.
Javen, Dustin, Alex, Javen. I'm gonna go ahead and interrupt, and I'm gonna ask if I say that I'm interrupting and I'm stopping to please stop. Thank you. Krista, I'm gonna throw a question to you. I think maybe it's fair to say that I spoke too soon about how calm Tribal was, and I think that this instance can prove how quickly this group can go back to erupting. Can you talk to me a little bit about why there's so much tension amongst this group?
Yeah, it's really safe to say that you spoke too early. I feel like especially like we had our first like interruption per se after what I said, when Lucas kind of interrupted, but like that's fine. And I feel like that kind of started some fight between Alex and Javen. But I just feel like the reason why that happened is because like it's kind of like a he said, she said, where one of us is like saying one thing and we mean another. Like we're not as clear with what we say as like we think we are. So like things are being taken a certain way when we don't actually mean it to be taken that way. So I feel like there's no real communication between us. So like we're all confused and we're all on edge with like, because we don't know what actually is going to happen. I just feel like that's why we break out into these fights all the time.
Right. Ellie, Krista mentions that there seems to be maybe some communication errors. And that being said, you guys are arguing a lot about the way that certain people have conversations and talk amongst each other and the divide amongst the group. And nobody still seems to be talking about the plan or whose name's been thrown out or anything specific. So is it fair to say that there could be a lot of communication errors within people amongst the players in the game?
I don't think it's an error. What Krista was saying is exactly right. I think that a lot of things that we say get misinterpreted. They go down the grapevine, right? Actually, an issue like this popped up earlier where I was involved in a rumor that wasn't true. But anyways, so things go down the grapevine and things get misinterpreted very easily. But in terms of miscommunication with the vote, I think it's simple. I think people just don't want to communicate about the vote with the other side. They want to stick with their sides, basically. They don't want to share what's happening and all that.
All right. Sean, so as it's been mentioned, it seems that people want to stick with their sides and there doesn't seem to be a lot of communication about the vote. Is there any way that tonight I'm going to get anything out of you guys? I'm going to get any types of plans or names being thrown out, or is that pretty much locked and sealed?
Honestly, I think it's locked and sealed as of right now. Like I don't know much. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. All I know, it's gonna be a crazy vote. I just know that. So be prepared for that.
Ryan, if it's locked and sealed and things are already established, should we continue the tribal council or should we just get to the vote?
If I'm going to be honest, I would just like to get to the vote. And I think that everybody here would also like to get to the vote. But if anybody else wants to like keep discussing, I'm more than willing. But I personally would just like to just get it over with.
Anybody want to keep it discussing or are you guys ready to vote?
Personally, I'm ready to vote.
All right. I don't hear anybody opposing it. So I guess with that being said, as long as you guys are ready, we can vote. You guys have 5 minutes to vote in your DMs starting now. All right, guys. I do have the votes. And with that being said, this is if you have an immunity idol, would be the time to play it. All right. That being said, we will get to the votes. First vote, Alex. Second vote, Ellie. XOXO Gossip Girl. Third vote, Alex. Fourth vote, Ellie. It says Dally is the better twin, and it says sign Dustin.
That's so bullshit.
Fifth vote,
CQ.
Alex. Sixth vote, Ellie, also signed by Dustin.
Y'all motherfuckers, bro.
Seventh vote. I think I messed up count somewhere. Wait, yeah, no, I have it, I think. Alex. Next vote, Ellie. Signed, I hate you. We are tied 4-4. Next vote, Alex. Final vote, Ellie, meaning we are tied between Alex and Ellie. Here's what happens if the group can unanimously decide amongst either Alex or Ellie, they will go home. If you guys cannot unanimously decide, then everyone who is not safe, so that excludes Alex, Ellie, and Lucas, everyone else will go to Rocks. So discuss.
Let's go to Rocks.
I mean, we see your
Everybody
logic. You got
rock.
two people saved, but you're still in trouble.
We'll be
Let's
going
go
to
to
Rocks.
Rocks.
I'm not voting Ellie. I'm going to
Right.
Rocks.
All right,
So
so
Dustin.
Fuck out of here.
here's how this is going to work. So you guys can sit and watch me. You guys can talk while I do it. I'm going to write
Dustin,
down.
what? Dustin.
I'm
Dustin, what was that?
I'm not voting Ellie. I'm not voting
Wait,
Ellie.
but
Have to be
no one
everyone.
asked.
Okay, guys, I'm going to write
Yeah.
down each of your names onto a sticky note. I'm going to put it into this little bucket, and I'm going to pull out one of the names. The person whose name I pull out is going to be the next juror and will be voted out of this game. And I'm going to write it all in front of you guys. So first name I'm writing down. I'll show you guys as I do. Javen. I'm going to fold it.
Be very careful with that folding. But
Stop.
you need me in here because if you don't want pussy gameplay, leave me in here. If
Next.
now we could just give Riding Crest to the wind.
Next name I'm writing down is, in a second,
Hit you with that.
Krista. Gonna put it in the bucket.
Oh Lord.
Next name, Ryan. Gonna put it in the bucket.
Make it stand out.
The hell?
Sorry, Ryan.
I love you, Javen. That's okay.
Love you too.
Next name, Dustin. Gonna put it in the bucket.
You can throw that away.
The sticky parts are like exposed. It's really getting me itchy. So, they don't stick together.
Next name I'm gonna do. Let me see. Next name I'm gonna do Sean. Sean. In the bucket. And now Corey going in the bucket. And then Dominic going in the bucket. And then that is everyone.
Be
All
very
right,
careful.
so I have it. I'm not looking, just feeling.
Please.
Nice and stirred that way. People that were on the bottom.
Come on,
don't
Zeke.
understand.
Come on, Jesus. Be here. Be with me. I need a miracle from a miracle worker.
Let me make sure. Hold on. I don't want it to stay. But I don't want you guys to see. They're like getting stuck. Okay, I have one.
Krista said that was gonna happen.
Rocked out is Ryan. All right, sorry, Ryan.
I love
Sorry,
you
Ryan.
so much. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
my God.
Guys, before you guys
Hi,
go,
Ryan.
really quick, Ryan, just you're a juror, so please meet. We'll do your exit interview. Guys, you guys can discuss if you would like to or not. But the next thing that is after this is a Survivor auction. If you guys would like to do the auction tonight after Ryan's
Perfect. Have a good one, sir.
I am down, but if you guys can't do the auction, we'll try to set a time. Is anyone opposed to the auction?
That's
Right
auction.
here. Right here.
I
dog.
want to.
Right here.
So you guys, nobody does not want to do the auction tonight. Everyone's cool doing auction. A little bit.
Silly, bro.
Good.
Okay, cool. So if you guys want to join Discord, I'll make a Zoom soon after. Probably we'll try to go for like, I don't know, like one each. We'll try to go for that for auction.
Okay.
Okay, so if you guys want to go back, thank you so much. Zara, you can go to Ponderosa. Ryan will be there to join
Bye
you.
there.
Good luck, everyone.
Love you, there.
Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Oh no.
Baby.
Bye, Ryan.
Ryan, you know I love you.
It was so much fun playing with you all. Seriously.
Bye, Ryan.
Right. You know I love you. You know I love
I
you.
love you.
But in the game, that's just a woo. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. I gotcha.
Okay.
I love you, Corey. Good luck. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Hi.